Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, good to be back with you again. And today we have the Athletics at the Senators. Athletics with a half-game lead over Boston for first place. So it's a pretty crucial game here early in the season for the Athletics. I actually started this game earlier, and NP3 is this weird thing where you'll set the lineup and it'll reset it for no good reason, and that's what just happened. So I realized that and had to redo things again. And this is more like it. Jimmy Collins leads off for the Athletics. He rolls a 12 for a 24. Ground ball to short. McBride on to first. One away. Danny Murphy now for the Athletics. Murphy rolls a 21 for a 30. Fly ball over to left field. Gainley's got it for the out. 2 away. And here's Topsy Hartzell. Hartzell rolls a 66 for a 0. And his second roll is a 33 for a 1. That's a home run over the right field fence. And boy, I'm not sure if is there a way that I can look at how many home runs Hartzell has hit so far this season. I think I have to look at his last 10 games batting. Yeah, anyway, and see, this isn't updated for today's game, so that's his first home run then. Fine. This needs to be redone. Cyrus, if you're watching this needs to be redone. 1-0 for the Athletics. I want to be able to see what the guy's current stats are instead of having to see the last 8 or 10 games or whatever. It's not useful, not helpful. Here's Harry Davis, who rolls a 25 for an 8. That's a single to left center field, and the Athletics keep piling it on. Now it's Rube Oldring. Oldring rolls a 55 for an 8, and that's going to be a single that sends Davis to third, but then Oldring falls prey to the little C, and that's the third out as he steals unsuccessfully. We're at the bottom of the first inning, and it's Otis Clymer here for Washington. Clymer rolls a 52 for a 27, ground ball, third base, Collins on to first, one gone. McBride now. He rolls a 45 for a 14 and will take a walk. That's only walk number 2 given up by Eddie Plank so far this season in 39 innings pitched. Plank, of course, 3-2 record, 1.63 ERA, pitching very well. Here's Jim Delahanty, and Jim rolls a 55 for a 7. That'll be a single to right center field. McBride moves up to second. That brings up Bill Shipka, who's hitting 280. And the question is, okay, so do you bunt here? Do you swing away? What do you do? With one out, I think we'll swing away. And the roll is a 44 for an 8, so it's a ground ball over to third base. Collins throws to first. That works like a bunt, and now there's 2 outs with runners on at second and third. Here's John Warner. Warner hitting 216. A little bit of slugging, so a little bit of power in his swing. Rolls a 54 for a 45. Fly ball right field, and it's going to be Murphy grabbing that for the out. We go to the top of the second inning. Here now, Eddie Collins. Collins rolls a 24 for a 13, and there's a strikeout, 1 away. Ozzie Schrecken goes now. Rolls a 16 for a 26. Ground ball, second base. Delahanty throws to first. 2 gone. Simon Nichols rolls a 63 for a 30. Fly ball left field, and it's Gainley who's got that for the out. We go to the bottom of the second. Here is Jerry Freeman for the Senators, and he rolls a 34 for a 44. Fly ball to center field. Oldring has that for the out, 1 away. Clyde Milan now rolls a 53 for a 15, changed to 20. It's going to be an air ground ball over to Eddie Collins, who boots that one at second. That's an air by Collins, and Milan goes to first. That'll bring up Bob Gainley, 1 out. He's, of course, going to bunt. And as usual, the roll is 15 for an 11. Now, that does end up being a single, though. It's a bunt that Gainley is able to beat out for a hit. Milan moves up to second, and here comes Bert Keeley. Now you need to bunt. So we try it again. Keeley rolls a 53 for a 21, and so that's a bunt over to the first base side, and Davis drops it, and now the bases are loaded. How about that? And that brings up Otis Clymer. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the second, and I think we're going to play the infield back. Clymer rolls a 46 for a 29, and that is a comebacker over to Plank, and he just throws to the catcher for the force out. No chance on a double play on Clymer, and there's 2 away. Base is still loaded, and here comes George McBride. McBride hitting 323 this season, 10 RBIs. Well, not much slugging, though. Let's see what he can do. He rolls a 34 for a 44. Here's a little E-roll. Ends up being a 35, so out of the range. Fly ball center field. Oldring has it, and we go to the top of the third. So the Senators have left 5 men on base so far, 2 in the first and 3 in the second. And we go to the top of the third. Here's Eddie Plank. Plank rolls a 36 for a 33. That's a pop-up over to second. Delahanty's got that, 1 away. Here's Jimmy Collins. He rolls a 46 for a 27. That's a ground ball. Third base, Jimmy Collins on to first. 2 gone. Here's Danny Murphy. He rolls a 56 for a 30, fly ball left field. Gainley's got that for the out. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Fast-moving ball game. Still 1-0 Athletics. Here's Jim Delahanty. Try that again. There we go. Rolls a 55 for a 7. That's a single to right field. That'll bring up Bill Shipka. Hit number 3 for the Senators. And Shipka is going to swing away. His roll is an 11 for a 0. See, we could bunt in this situation. That's what they would have done in real life, but you don't want to ruin a at-bat for a guy who's hitting well. Next roll is a 25 for a 2, and that'll be a triple down the right field line, and that scores the run. It's a 1-1 ball game, and here comes John Warner. Now the infield will come in. Warner, we'll probably have him swing away instead of bunting. And the roll is a 24 for a 13. It's a good thing you didn't bunt. Shipka would have been a dead duck. One away, and here's Jerry Freeman, infield in again. His roll is a 31 for a 9. That'll be a single through short base hit. And Freeman, for some reason, trying to move to second. Hartzell throws over to Nichols, and they get him at second for the force. But the run is in, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Here now is Clyde Milan. Clyde rolls a 62 for a 12. That'll be a ground ball to first base. Davis grabs it, goes to the bag himself, and we go to the top of the 4th inning. It's Topsy Hartzell leading this off for the Athletics. Hartzell rolls a 26 for a 27. It's a ground ball to Shipka third, throws to first for the out. Here now, Harry Davis. Davis rolls a 51 for a 9. It's a pop-up over third base, and Shipka's got that for the out, 2 away. Here's Oldring, who rolls a 63 for a 30. Fly ball left field, and Gainley has that one. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Here is Bob Gainley here for the hometown Senators. Bob rolls a 52 for a 27. That'll be a ground ball to Collins at third base, who throws to first, 1 away. Bert Keeley now rolls a 32 for a 26. It'll be to second base, Eddie Collins. The other Collins has it on to first, 2 gone. Otis Clymer rolls a 56 for a 34. There is a little E roll to worry about. It's a 16, so it's in the range. That means it's changed to an error on the second baseman, Eddie Collins. And so Clymer makes first unopposed, and that's error number 3 on the Athletics. That brings up George McBride. McBride rolls a 62 for a 12. It'll be a ground ball over to the second baseman. Collins flips over to Nichols for the out at second. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Here is Eddie Collins. Eddie rolls a 25 for an 8, single to left center field, and that'll bring up Ossie Schreckenghost. Runner on at first. Question is Eddie, there's no 11, so again, we're not going to head and run. I've learned from experience, and I think we'll just swing away. We probably should be bunting. Rolls a 63 for a 30, fly ball left field. Gainley's got that, 1 away. Here's Simon Nichols. He rolls a 64 for a 29. That'll be a comebacker to Keeley, who turns around and throws to the shortstop McBride for the force out, 2 away, and here's Eddie Plank. Plank hitting well for a pitcher, 250 with a little bit of on base, a little bit of power. Rolls here 32 for a 26. It's a ground ball over to Delahanty, who flips to McBride for the out at second. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, so the last place Senator is still with the lead. I'm not sure if they're actually in last still or not, though. Jim Delahanty rolls a 33 for a 7. That's a single to right, and that'll bring up Bill Shipka. So Senators are marching again. Here is Shipka, and he rolls a 41 for a 28. Ground ball to short, and Nichols has it on to first for the out. Delahanty moves up to second. 1 away, here's John Warner. Chance to drive in another run. He rolls a 24 for a 13 for a strikeout. That's Plank's second strikeout. That brings up Jerry Freeman. Freeman rolls a 23 for a 32, fly ball right field. Murphy has that for the out. We go to the top of the 6th inning. It'll be Jimmy Collins leading this off for the Athletics, down 2-1. Rolls a 65 for a 35. That's going to be a foul ball. Left side, Shipka, the third baseman, has that for the out. 1 away. Danny Murphy now. He rolls a 56 for a 30, fly ball left field, so a little bit further back than that first at-bat. Gainley has that, 2 away, and here's Topsy Hartzell. 2 out, top of the 6th. Topsy rolls a 22 for an 8. That's a single to left center field, and that'll bring up Harry Davis. Now runner on at first. It's another one of these questions, which is what do we do? Maybe we do a hit and run here. Let's see what happens. It rolls a 13 for a 14, which means that Hartzell steals second base. Now that's probably a 14 for a walk would have been preferable. Davis still up there now. His next roll is a 26 for a 27, so it's a ground ball over to Shipka at third, on to first for the out, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. Clyde Milan's up there with the lead, 2-1 for the Senators. Milan rolls a 34 for a 44, fly ball center field to Oldring, who's got it for the out, 1 away. Bob Gainley now rolls a 66 for a 0, and here is the second roll, a 46 for a 6. That'll be hit to right center field, and it's in there for a base hit for a double for Gainley. And that brings up Bert Keeley now with the runner on a second. Of course, he's going to bunt, has almost no hits on his card. And of course, we roll a 66 for an 8. Now against Plank, that's not going to be a base hit with runner on second. This instead, there was a bunt back to Plank, the pitcher, who throws over to the second baseman, Eddie Collins, covering at first. Gainley moves over to third. 2 outs now for Otis Clymer. Still 2-1, Senators with the lead. And Clymer rolls a 53 for a 17, changed to an 18. That's going to be a ground ball over to shortstop Nichols, who drops that one. And Clymer's aboard on first base with a on the air. The run scores, and it's a 3-1 ball game. Here now, George McBride, 3-1 the score. 4 errors for the Athletics, and the Senators have left 7 men on so far. McBride rolls a 13 for a 14. That's a ball. Remember, Plank's only walked 2 so far this season. Next rolls a 24 for a 13. So Plank gets his 3rd strikeout. We go to the top of the 7th. It's a 3-1 ball game in favor of Washington. Here now, Rube Oldring. Oldring rolls a 66 for a 0. And then another 66 for a 1. That's a home run over the right center or the right field fence. And that makes this a exciting ball game again. How about that? So this was Oldring. I'm just going to get a little photo of this. Oldring comes through with the home run with nobody on base. A rarity, but I guess not that rare when you think about it for 1908. That brings up Eddie Collins. 3-2 the score. Here's Collins. Rolls a 64 for a 29. Comeback over to Keeley. Throws to first. 1 away. Aussie Schreckenghost now. 3-2 the score. Schreckenghost rolls a 65 for a 35. And the Little E rolls a 24 just out of the range. It's going to be a foul out over to Shipka on the left side. 2 away. Simon Nichols rolls a 45 for a 14. So he'll take his base on the walk. That's the first walk that Keeley's given up, 7th of the season. And that brings up Eddie Plank. 2 outs, runner on at first. Not much that Plank can do here. And he rolls a 42 for a 13 and strikes out. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Jim Delahanty here for the Senators as they're looking to add to their lead. 3-2 ball game, exciting one. 13 hits total from the 2 teams, 4 errors total, all from the Athletics. And the roll for Delahanty is a 55 for a 7. That'll be a single to right field, and that brings up Shipka. So Shipka up there, runner on at first base. He's slow. Shipka so far today, 1 for 3, had a triple. He's hitting 282, 13 RBIs. Delahanty, I don't suppose he does have an 11, so we are going to hit and run even though he's slow. We're going to do something. It's either that or to bunt. I worry about bunting with a guy who's slow. And look at that. The roll is a 66 for a 0. Shipka's next roll is a 16 for a 7. That's going to be a hit and run single to right field, puts Delahanty over to 3rd. Shipka, of course, is over on 1st. So runners on at the corners, and there's nobody out. There is nobody out, and here's John Warner. We're going to do some hit and run action. And Warner rolls a 33 for a 7. So same roll, same result. Runners are now again on 1st and 3rd with nobody out, and it's a 4-2 ball game. That'll bring up Jerry Freeman. Freeman today, 1 for 3 with a single, was thrown out trying to stretch into a double. Swings away, and the roll is a 14 for a 43. Here's the Little E roll. I probably should be having the infield in, shouldn't I? Little E rolls a 26. It's out of the range. Fly ball over to left field. Hartzell has it, and the run scores. It's deep enough. So there's 1 away here for Clyde Milan. 5-2 the score in favor of Washington. Milan rolls a 64 for a 29. That's a comebacker to Plank. He turns around, throws to Nichols, covering at second for the out. There's 2 away. Bob Gainley up there now. 2 for 3 in this one, hitting 189. Did have a double earlier as well as a single. And he rolls a 54 for a 45. It's going to be a fly ball over to center field. Oldring has that. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Here is Jimmy Collins for the Athletics. Collins rolls a 14 for a 43. The Little E roll is a 31, so it's a fly ball to left, and Gainley, the left fielder, has that for the out, 1 away. Danny Murphy now rolls a 41 for a 28 ground ball shortstop. It's McBride on to first, 2 gone. Topsy Hartzell. He rolls a 53 for a 17, changed to 15, fly ball left field, and Gainley's got that for the out, and we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And here is Bert Keeley, the pitcher, who's 0 for 1 today, is 2 sacrifices and has a ground ball over to second. So Keeley, 2 sacrifices, was on one of them as it was an error on the first baseman. He rolls a 44 for a 23, changed to 40, so that's going to be a foul, so he does not get the benefit of the good roll. Remember, he had the 66 for an 8 earlier, and then he rolls a 12 for a 25 ground ball over to second base. Collins throws to first, 1 gone. Here's Otis Clymer. Clymer rolls a 53 for a 17. That's going to be a fly ball to right field. Murphy's got that, and there's 2 away, and here's George McBride. Rolls a 52 for a 27 ground ball third base, and Collins has it on to first, and we go to the top of the 9th. Harry Davis comes up for the Athletics in their last chance, down by 3. Davis rolls a 54 for a 45. Fly ball right field. Clymer's got that, 1 away. Here's Rube Oldring. He rolls a 46 for a 29. Ground ball comebacker to Keeley on to first, 2 gone. Here is Eddie Collins with the last chance. He rolls a 54 for a 45. Fly ball to right field. Climbers got that for the out. And there you have it. So the Senators go on to win this one again. The Athletics have dropped 2 straight and are now tied with the Red Sox for first place here in the American League. And I'll be back with more tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye.